Tonight, we're gonna start off with Blackie. So Blackie's our Aussie guy.
Lion.
Whoa, lion. Bro, I love you. Thank you very much. How come I can't see any of that here? Uzo. Oh, right. My love and respects to all of you, bro, for sending through what you are sending through. I need to be able to see like what's going on. Like it's not coming up, any of the gifts and stuff. Sorry guys, I just want to be able to, while I'm going live, I want to be able to see what's coming through so I can thank you as it's coming through. Just want to make sure that it's done properly.
Should come up on the ones.
Yeah? Alright, sweet. I can hear myself over here. Alright, can everyone still hear me? Everyone's all good? Alright, let's start off with love ya. Thank you very much for the line. Right, sweet. I'm so confused because I'm used to using my phone going live, but now I'm on a PC. It's totally different world. I can't see any of the gifts and I have to read, so it's a bit annoying. But what's called Blackie is an Aussie guy from Wollongong. All right, when I first met this guy, it was 2012. He was young and he was like a very strong-minded kid who just didn't care about the world, you know. So to all the youngsters that are going through what they're going through right now, Blackie was also going through this stuff, you know. Like he was down and out, and he was struggling. And when I met him, he couldn't even get a buyout. So he had a lot of friends outside in Wollongong. None of his friends were helping him with food, money. Nothing. It was pretty much just, pretty sure it was his mum that I stayed in touch with. and yeah, so while he was inside, his drug habit got worse and worse, yeah? And he ended up joining a gang called FLC, Frontline Crims. That's what it stood for. These were guys who were rebels, but they started an internal crew, which was like a family crew, yeah. And Blackie ended up joining up with them, and obviously Blackie runs amok everywhere he goes. He's attacking people and attacking officers. He just didn't care, you know. He had nothing to live for because he just had a bad drug habit that he couldn't afford, you know. And one thing that Blackie used to complain to me about was the friends that he was loyal to. He went above and beyond for all his friends. He did this and he done those ones for his friends. And from what he said is every time I come to prison, I'm always by myself. And that's why I always stipulate this fact to the younger generation. You know, going above and beyond is an easy thing that you're doing right now, but let's talk about going above and beyond when it's time for you, you know, to have it. Because once you're inside prison, everyone will disappear one by one, you know. Especially too when you get sentenced to a big whack, watch all of them disappear. Even your family will disappear. I guarantee you, you know. Like mom and dad, you know, sisters. They were the ones that I saw a lot. You know, you got a few brothers that stick by their family members who get locked up, but the sisters, the moms and dads are the ones that go hard, you know. So the big story about Blackie is he got inside prison at Parkley, and it was an argument that broke out with another inmate. And what nobody knows is Blackie was actually trying to stand over this inmate for drugs, all right? And when he was trying to stand over this inmate, he didn't realize that the inmate had shivs on him. Yeah, the other inmate didn't actually want any issues with him, but he was ready because that's prison. You're always ready to go, ready to rock, you know. And as he kept going, Blackie pulled out his own shoe from his pants, yeah, and pretty much when he pulled it out, he threatened him and said to him, "Yeah, we'll see, yeah." There was a lot of guys that was in the cell this day when it was happening, and there was cameras in there. And when Blackie made this threat, straight away, this other guy, I'm not going to mention his name, but he got intimidated. So from what I hear, he beat the charges, and he needed to beat the charges. Like, they had no right to charge him because Blackie was the one that started it, and Blackie was the one who pulled the shoe out first, you know. Anyway, to cut a long story short, one of the guys that was in the cell covered the camera with wet toilet paper, yeah. And it was at that moment that the fight broke out, and Blackie got a few times and ended up going hospital, and he passed away. And so this is something that the younger generation needs to know. This was over rubbish, literally over rubbish. Blackie trying to stand over the other guy was quiet, and then he made his move. And this is what happens inside prison. If you guys want to be dealing with this type of issues, then by all means do your gang thing, you know. Like I always say, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just telling you stories that I was in and amongst, or telling you my stories with the hope that you guys learn from it. And Blackie, he was a good kid, you know, like he didn't need to join any gang. He was staunch on his own, but he done a lot of stupid things because he had a drug habit, you know. Leave the drugs out of it, and he was like the best bloke. Just like that Esa Kafavalu. Like, if you see Esa without drugs, best bloke. You know, like, you'd have a laugh with him all day long. But Blackie, he's he was one that he didn't deserve what happened. Like, obviously some people deserve things like that because bullies inside prison is like is one thing that I didn't condone, you know, because there was a lot of bullies who used to do a lot of standover towards the younger boys. And Blackie was one who used to stand over the younger Aussie boys, but he had a big heart too, because he used to stick up for a lot of the Aussie boys when dramas would break out. And like I always tell you guys, a lot of the Aussie boys don't stick up for themselves, and they don't ever band together when drama breaks out. And that's the reason why they're not one of the majorities when it comes to prison strength. But losing his life, like, I remember there was a lot of chatter throughout prison and throughout Wollongong, everyone shedding tears, everyone sending their love and respects. And I was like, Blackie used to tell me about all of yous, and not one of yous did anything for Blackie. You know, like, the bloke struggled, not only outside, but also in prison. And yeah, I'm not going to take it, I'm not trying to stick up for him. The bloke was a maniac. You know, he ran amok outside and he ran amok inside. But at the end of the day, I also know that a lot of the charges that he got throughout his whole life was charges that came because he stuck up for his friends. You know, he never snitched them in, and he did what needed to be done when they were in a group. But as soon as he got locked up, oof, they all disappeared. Yeah. And rest in peace to Blackie. Like, and I hope that his family is living well. You know, I know Blackie gave a lot of people hell, but when I was with him, he was actually a gentleman, and everyone in the Islander yard got along with him. All right, moving along, we're going to be talking about a young kid. I don't know how old he would be now. He'd probably be about maybe 35 now. But when I met him, it was over 10 years ago, and he was just young. And he's from Mount Jewett, I think in Shelby. His name was Jobsy. This kid was the best kid. He was a gentleman, and he would help anyone. And what's called his sister Felma used to go above and beyond, like not only for the boys but also for myself and for her family, you know. And he's also got a sister named Jenny as well. But every single week, Jobsy was getting visits from his sisters, and that's what I mean. Jobsy had a lot of friends. Like, it's Mount Jewel. Everyone there's boys, yeah? But guess what? As soon as Jobsy got locked up, who was visiting him every week? His sisters. Who was putting money in his account every week? His sisters. Like, when Jobsy, the younger brother, passed away, I just seen all these guys trying to get his name tattooed on them. I seen all these guys like shedding tears over him, and like remembering old stories from back in the days. And you know, these are things that I witnessed throughout prisons, and I bring it up in order for the youngsters to understand what you go through when you're inside prison. Trust me, you all think that it's easy going when you're in a group, but as soon as the consequences come, that's when everyone disappears. You know, like I have to tell you Jobsy's story, because this kid, he was on another level when it came to being a kind-hearted kid. Yeah, he grew up in Mount Joy. He loved motorbikes, and he had big love from everyone around the area. Yeah. And when he got locked up, I was a bit shocked, because I'm not used to him being a kid that starts big trouble. But when he got locked up, he was telling me about the robberies and stuff that he was involved in, and I was shocked, because I was like, wow, I didn't even know this kid was involved in this, you know. And I could see his face when he was talking, and it was all about not understanding why his friends were disappearing, you know, because only his sisters were there throughout the hard times. And when I was with him at Lithgow prison, he had his head down the whole time. And I remember turning to him and I was saying to him, Uzo, you all good? He said, yeah, it's fine. Man, it's the boys, man, because they always booking visits and they're not turning up. Like, I don't know why they even bother booking visits. Let me tell you something, guys, yeah? You know, when it comes to prison,